Okay, and here's the Hunter Cotillion installed in the encon's place. I gotta say, I literally just finished putting it up. I'm kind of shocked because I'm way more over the moon about this installation than I would have thought. Obviously, I love Malays stuff like 70s, 80s. That's by far my favorite. It probably always will be. But this is definitely a deviation from Malays for sure. It's very definitively 90s. But at the same time, this room isn't really. It's eclectic. There's not like a. I mean, other than I know those two lights are definitely very 70s, 80s, but everything else is just kind of whatever. Assorted vintage, assorted, you know, things I couldn't fit in anywhere else. I wanted up. So if any room's gonna have a non 70s 80s fan, this would definitely be the one. And I don't know, I just really like it. Very chunky motor housing. It's pretty much your inside. It's just your standard issue Hunter spinner motor. But the reason I liked this model specifically, because normally I would go for something a little more traditional looking. I mean, with these kind of, rounded blade tips and everything, it looks definitely a little more contemporary, at least for the 90s. The reason I like this model specifically, the Cotillion, is because in my childhood bedroom, I had a 1999 Hunter fan catalog taped to my bedroom door pretty much through adulthood. I mean, I still have it somewhere. I don't know exactly where it's at. But one model that really stuck out to me was the Cotillion because it was pictured in Verde, as you see right here. And I don't know, I also really thought the glass was really cool. That was another thing that stood out to me. It kind of reminds me of those like glass block windows in a sense. Very cool, and I don't think I've ever seen these globes on anything else. So these seem to be unique to the model. And I mean, it does. I love the like huge motor housing. It's very pronounced sideband, very conventional looking in that sense. And another touch that I did to mimic what I saw in the catalog was for some reason um, the way the image looked. Obviously, being a 1999 catalog, the light bulbs in the lake, it would have been just A19 or no, not A19, the the fan bulb size, the smaller incandescent, just standard clear filament bulbs. For whatever reason, in the image, it looks a lot cooler than incandescent. I mean, like color temperature wise, it probably has something to do with the background lighting in the room, or maybe some like rudimentary photoshopping that was done. But for whatever reason, they always appeared more like cool white, like kind of like 4100K fluorescent, some kind of like that lamp there. So fast forward to 2023, with all the LED options that we have available now, I actually went with some 4000K filament LEDs to kind of mimic what it looked like in the catalog, and I think I about nailed it. They look a little more daylighty in the video here, but they're more like akin to a like cool white fluorescent, kind of like that. But I think it looks awesome, and I mean, if any fan's gonna not have warm white, it probably should be this one. It complements the Verde really well. And this one's in really nice shape too. I think it was used in the kitchen, but fortunately all the, kind of like grease stuff washed off really easily when I'd gotten it. But yeah, no, I think these bulbs look awesome. It's very, very reminiscent of what it looks like in the catalog. The only thing that's obviously different from the catalog image, at least for 99, was in the catalog they had the other side of the blade showing, which is more of a, yeah, it's more of a walnut. I don't Personally, I don't care for that side of the blades much. I usually prefer oak on 90s Hunters. Plus, it actually matches my building's woodwork pretty darn close. So that kind of helps tie it in with the like more vintagey stuff everywhere else. But yeah, and it performs really well. It's a lot quieter than the Encon. I mean, I honestly probably won't take this down at least for a while. I mean, maybe if I get the golden fan to get some new bearings, that might go back up. But for now, this is probably going to stay. Really cool fan, and I think it's kind of interesting to have obviously everything else is very Malays and very 70s, 80s. So this is kind of a little bit of an Easter egg that's, stands out from the crowd. So, and I also went ahead and did, obviously, I don't think it's actually Verde, but it's similar kind of finish to it. It's like a kind of roughed up silver. I don't know what that's even called, but this was an eBay find a long time ago, so I figured this is a good fit for the kind of Verde finish. Nice hunter fob. And then the other one is just a generic kind of bluish green ball. So those are, in my opinion, are pretty much the perfect fobs for this. So I'll go ahead and turn the light back off, and we can see a little better. And let's go low. Only issue I had with this was the for some reason the Molex connector that connects the wires from the motor to the things in the switch housing is not the best. And it works obviously, but the connection's not amazing, so I had to really jam it in there and hope it'll hold. If it stops working, we know why. But I'll have to keep an eye on that. This one's from the year 2000, by the way. I mean, I know it's technically from the 2000s, but this is very, very definitively a 1990s styled fan. I'm not sure what year it was introduced, probably 98, 99, somewhere around there. And in general, the Cotillion is not a super common model. This motor housing was definitely used on other hunters, but I think the irons and blades, I mean, this exact combination, at least, of these parts is specific to the Cotillion, and the glass definitely is. Really, really quiet. Much, much quieter than the encon. I'll go to medium. And this one's, as you can see, this one's flush mount too, so that definitely, I mean, this isn't like the highest ceiling in the world, so it definitely is nice to have a little extra clearance as well. Nice to have that extra clearance. Yeah, and then we'll go ahead and go to high. Definitely got a little bit of a running hum on high, but I mean, who cares? It's not gonna run on high all that much. Plus, if I'm running it on high, I probably just need, you know, air circulation. I'm not gonna worry about noise so much. Decently balanced too. This fan, I feel like probably wasn't used a whole lot. It seems like the bearings are really, really nice on it. Backed off, and I'll go ahead and turn the light back on. One more quick shot from back here. And yeah, you can kind of see it's very similar color temperature to the cool whites. So again, another room, this room is a mixture of warm and cool. When I say cool white, I mean like 4100K, not daylight. Obviously incandescent, and that's a Edison reproduction kind of one, so that's like super yellow. That's 4100 there. Those are, I think, 3000. Those are either 2700 or 3000, I can't remember. And then those are 4100 fluorescent, so. This actually complements some of the other lights in here pretty well. But yeah, no, I think it's a really, really nice fan. A lot of people were wanting to see this one up, so I'm glad to be able to do that. So, but yeah, this will probably be my my storage room fan for a while. So, but anyway, I will definitely film if I change anything else. So thanks for watching.